Short story by Paul McCann, The Friends of the Forest. Perched high up on the bare branch of a tall oak tree was Twitch, the wise old owl. There was no shelter from the biting wind, and all the leaves had fallen. The only protection Twitch had from the cold was his soft, warm feathers, barely enough to keep him happy as he shivered away in the twilight of a winter's day in the forest. He rolled his little beady eyes and uttered through the corner of his beak,
"Oh, who, why does it have to get so cold?"
He watched as all the other creatures collected nuts and berries and hid them away inside their hibernation holes. A squirrel carrying 3 times its weight scurried up a tree and disappeared inside a hole in the trunk with enough food to see 3 winters through. The owl flew down from his branch and shouted through the hole in the tree trunk,
"Hello there, Twit! Hello!"
"Why, who wants to know?" replied the chipmunk. The owl hooted back,
"Why, it's Twitch, the wise, cold old owl. That's Twit who."
"What can I do for thee, then, cold old Twitch?"
"I need a warm place to spend the winter, and thought you might have some room inside."
"Oh, no, I can't do dee-dum. Oh, no. Why, I have to throw out all of the berries and nuts I've collected to see me through the long, cold winter. I'm ever so sorry, Twitch. Try asking Rodney the rabbit. He's got lots of more room than I have." Twitch flew through the forest and landed outside the rabbit's burrow and hooted and tooted until Rodney hopped up to the surface. Hi, Twitch. Can you make it brief? I'm kind of busy. You caught me on the hop, and I'm running short of time. Winter's coming, and I've got to stock up with supplies.
Why, Rodney, hi.
Can we just skip the formalities, Twitch? I'm a very busy rabbit and can't stay here talking all day. What exactly do you want?
Twitch, it's me, and as you know, Rodney, I live alone on top of the old tree in the middle of the forest.
Suddenly Twitch and Rodney were surrounded by a large number of baby rabbits. They all seemed very curious about what was going on in the forest. Rodney turned around and shouted at all of the bunny rabbits,
"Oh, I told you now all to stay in the burrow, didn't I? Well, what on earth are you doing here up on the surface? And if you wake up your mother from her little sleep, I will make you all stand in the corner for the rest of the day."
At once the little bunny rabbits all began to hiss and scream and jump and run around, tormenting both Twitch and Rodney.
"Oh, sorry, Twitch. They do get very excited at times."
"Are they all yours, Rodney?"
"I wish it's only half of them, Twitch. The rest of the family are down inside the bottom of the burrow. Now, what is it that you want to ask me?"
"It doesn't matter, Rodney," replied Twitch.
"Oh, sure, it's getting cold. Yes, well, I must go. Dinner's almost ready, and I've things to do."
"Of course, you do seem to have your paws full, Rodney." Rodney the rabbit thumped his back legs hard down on the ground. The earth shook under the impact, and Father Rabbit said aloud with authority,
"Come on, you lot of jumpy about bunny rabbits. Get back inside."
One by one the bunny rabbits all disappeared back inside their burrow. The owl flew away to the otter's house, who in turn had been evicted by the fox. The fox was unwilling to share and told the owl to seek refuge elsewhere. The owl asked the beavers, who in turn asked the squirrels. It seemed that no one had any spare room to offer the old owl. Things were starting to look very grim for Twitch, but just then a shooting star propelled itself from the sky and landed directly in the owl's line of sight.
how life can suddenly change. Twitch flew over to the spot where the fireball had landed, and there, in the ground, was a very big hole. And inside the hole was a tunnel that was driven deep into the earth, and it seemed that a perfect shelter had been provided for Twitch. Twitch inspected the large hole, and as lovely as it was, he thought that the winter would be long and very lonely, spending it there without his friends. So he began to plan to bring his friends from the forest home to live with him, in his shelter. First, he needed a name for this new home that he called Hibernation Getaway. Next, invitations had to be made. And then he had to organize some kind of games and entertainment so that would invite them to share his company during the cold winter months. For the songbirds, maybe a stage could be provided. Then they could entertain the rest of those who would be dwelling there. Everyone loves songbird sings. Then there would be plenty of food for everyone. Sure enough, as the days went by, the tasks of preparing Hibernation Getaway were finished. Every creature in the forest had a special need. Twitch tried hard with all of his strength to meet the needs of all in the forest. First, there was the large family of rabbits who always seemed so jumpy and unsettled, so Twitch decided he would try to settle them down by creating some space for new rabbit thinking by the way of him telling them stories and using some of his wise old owl relaxing and gentle breathing sessions. These activities would be provided every day during the winter months in his hole in the ground shelter. Yes, that would be the perfect answer to entice Rodney and his crew to come and live in Hibernation's Getaway. For the woodpeckers and chipmunks, who would be invited to spend time with Twitch in the woodworking classes. Twitch had some projects in mind to keep them busy for at least a few months. When all of the invitations were handed out, it wasn't long before the offers were being accepted by Twitch's fun-loving friends of the forest. Before long, the shelter was full and the heart of a new home was created and shared by each during the winter months. Each creature discovered a new sense of togetherness in the getaway that year. A unique experience, almost holiday-like, was enjoyed thanks to the falling star that had landed unexpectedly in front of Twitch one cold, dark evening just before the snow fell. The warmth of friendship kept winter at bay inside a place that is known Hibernation Getaway. The end.